Hello guys, we are back with another episode here on European Confessions. So there's this message that I am going to share with you. The message reads like this. Hello my brother, can you please post for me as anonymous? I am a man who is aged 47, currently based in Germany. I grew up in a very poor family where we hardly ever had anything to eat. If we could have one meal a day, we could say thank God. After the death of my father, I went on a quest because I wanted to make a difference in our family, but I couldn't just find a better way than to become a ritualist. I knew that this was going to give me a lot of money in a very short period of time. I visited one of the most well-known healers in our city. He asked me what is it that I wanted. So at that time, maybe I was just naive or something, because I just told him that I wanted to come here to Germany, find work, return to Africa as a millionaire. He told me that that was easy. Then I went back home. When I returned home, I found out that everything that he had promised me was there. He had told me that when I returned home, I would find money, and that money I was not supposed to use it. I should return all of it to his shrine. Upon my arrival at home, I entered my sleeping quarters. Under the bed, I saw that there was a small plastic bag. If I tell you, my brother, that even though I had money that I had found in my room, traveling back to that shrine, I had to walk on foot, and it was quite a long distance. But that healer had told me that no matter what, I should never use any of the money that I am going to find in my room. When I returned to the shrine, he was quite happy, and he told me that if you had not returned this money, trouble was going to follow you wherever that you were going to go. I gave him the money. Then a snake started just appeared from nowhere. It entered my body using my manhood. It's quite hard to explain, but it was painful. After that, the healer told me that I had to find 4 women. If they were going to be virgin girls, I was going to be lucky, and I was supposed to sleep with those women. And after sleeping with each of those women, I was not supposed to wipe myself or bath. I should return straight to the shrine. I did that, but I had no luck in meeting any virgin girls. The first woman that I slept with, it was my girlfriend. Then I slept with another woman. Then 2 of the other women, they were both prostitutes. Each time that I slept with them, I would return straight to the shrine. Each time when I returned to that shrine and I told the healer that I had just finished having intercourse and I did not take a bath. At this healer's shrine, there were 2 women that worked for the healer as assistants. Then those 2 women would lead me into a very small dark room. This room was so hot that you could collapse from the heat. In the middle of this room, there was always a very big boiling pot with a human skull inside. I don't know if it was a human skull or if it was the skull of a chimpanzee, because in that healer's compound, there were 3 chimpanzees. The first time that I had came to that shrine, he once called one of those chimpanzees by name, and it came and it behaved as if it were a human being. He told me that this chimpanzee, he had used it as a host for another dead woman's soul, saying that there was a young man who once came to his shrine. He even mentioned the name of that young man because he is a popular businessman in our country. So he said that that young man came to him and he sold his soul for his riches. And when his 7 years on earth that he had been given to had been expired, he came back to the shrine asking for mercy, and he offered his mother's soul as a sacrifice to replace his impending death. So his mother's soul was taken and she died. The mother is the one who calls the customer to his several car washing businesses and his other businesses. This dead woman's soul does this day and night with no rest, because this young man even owned several gas stations. When she gets too tired with all of this calling of the customers to her son's businesses, she returns to that shrine asking to be freed. But each time that she returns to that shrine, that healer always tricks her into thinking that if she enters the body of one of the chimpanzees, she will be free to go. But soon after a soul has possessed the chimpanzee, the healer will then order her to go back to her son and to do her duties that were assigned to her by her son. This healer told me this because he wanted to show me how powerful he was, and he told me that if I was going to use any of the money that I was going to find in my room, I would immediately run mad. So when I found a plastic full of euros and pounds, I chose to walk all night back to that shrine without touching any single knot in that plastic bag. So those two women that would have stripped me naked, they'll then wipe my manhood with the leaves of that evergreen tree. Then they will put those dirty leaves inside that boiling pot that was always there in the middle of that room. Then they'll make tea and made me to drink that tea. The healer then told me that those 4 women that I had offered as a sacrifice, from that day onward, they will be barren. They will not be able to enter into relationships or to get married to anyone. That snake that had entered my body through my manhood was going to be their husband. For many years now, I wake up at night and I am transported by that snake into the rooms of those women one by one that they will be sleeping, and I sleep with them. To me, it happens in reality, but to them, it will be like they are having a dream. The only problem now that has made me to contact you is that 2 of these women are now dead. I am afraid that the way that I am not giving these ones that are still alive rest, they might try to find the cause to why they have so much bad luck and why they keep on having wet dreams constantly. Back in the days when I was still in Africa, there were many nights when I'll be awoken up by that snake. Then it will transport me to the houses of those 4 women, but many nights I'll not be able to enter into the rooms where they will be sleeping. Then that snake will turn around and it will bite me. I went back to the shrine and I told that healer everything that was happening to me. Then he told me that he was going to connect my life to the lives of these 4 women. At that time, because of this thing of being bitten by that snake, I just wanted it to stop. I let him connect my life to the life of these women that I had sacrificed. At that time, it was just a rushed decision, but now I understand. Even though in the past I didn't care, when the healer told me that he was going to connect my life to the lives of these 4 women, now that 2 of these women are dead, I am afraid that if the remaining 2 were to die, it means that I myself will die also. There is one of these 2 women that I contacted via Facebook. Then she responded. I spoke with her for quite a while. Then I pretended to be a donor. I am now taking care of her bills and her family so that I can feel less guilty of sacrificing her life. Guys, that was a message that I received via Facebook. I really felt sad for those 4 women. Let's meet again in the following episodes.